Number one, LeBron James. LeBron's the best point guard of all time. He has an argument as the greatest basketball player of all time. I personally would still pick Michael Jordan, but I am okay if you pick LeBron as long as you give me the right reasons and you explain it in an intricate way. I just think Jordan has the better court case. But I do think LeBron has the best case to be the second best player. There are other guys with an argument. Kareem, Russell, even a few other guys if you really want to make that case. But I would go LeBron number two. So therefore, considering he's handled the ball and handled the rock as much as he's played power forward, small forward over the course of his career, listen, I'm ranking a point guard list. I said it last time, I'll say it again. Anyone who could be considered a point guard, I'm going to consider as part of this list. I'll stop at guys like Kobe and Wade. Yeah, they handle the ball, but they're obviously shooting guards. So those guys won't be on this list. But guys who I may have forgotten last time, I'm going to make sure they're on this list. So LeBron, let's talk about the game itself first. Excellent scorer, even though he's a pass first player who loves to get his teammates involved. He understands the 5-on-5 game. One of the best passers of all time. Great rebounder. Outstandingly versatile defender, especially early in his career. He hasn't been as great lately, but the way he would step up and stop a D Rose in the playoffs, but then go match up and guard, a bigger power forward. His versatility was excellent. And let's think about, well, how do we measure people in the regular season? MVPs? Yeah, it's the opinions of others, but generally, if you're one of the best players in the league, you're going to get a few, and you're going to have a lot of top, 3, 5, 7 finishes. Well, LeBron's got 4 MVPs. It's a short list of guys that have that. 12 top 3 MVP finishes. 12. Now, we know he was one of the best players or the best player in the league for a full decade, but 12 top 3 MVP finishes is outrageous. Outrageous. He's got 15 times in the top 7. 15 years where he had an argument. And that just shows durability. His durability is ultimately unmatched. Maybe Karl Malone, Kareem, a few other guys, Stockton, but LeBron's durability is unbelievable. So we think about his playoff numbers. Again, he sometimes got criticized for not scoring enough. Well, LeBron in the playoffs averages 29 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds a game. 29, 7, and 9. In the finals, I believe that's 28, 8, and 10. So obviously, all around excellence. Shooting percentages, well, I'm going to go with true shooting. For the purposes of this, I'm going to keep it consistent. Now, true shooting, I'm going to break down for everybody. I don't like formulas because formulas cannot be proven. So you talk about, player efficiency rating, win shares, box score plus minus, value above replacement, player, Raptor, certain things you really can't, like you understand how they come about, and they come about from you could see a lot of it, but some of it is just intangibles that you bring and the impact that you have on winning. A lot of that could hinge on your teammates and your coaching and your organization. So that's a formula at the end of the day. True shooting is not a formula. True shooting is numerical. When I talk about shooting, it is how many 2-point shots did you take? Like what percentage of your shots were twos? How many did you make? What percentage of your shots were threes? How many did you make? What percentage of your shots were free throws? How many did you make? Kobe, sometimes he's the guy I go to as an example. He didn't shoot as well as some of the other greats from 2-point range, but he always grinded his way to the line 8, 9, 10 times a game and made all his free throws. That matters. That ups your percentage. Steph Curry, his field goal percentage may not be that high, but then if you actually look at, he took so many 3-pointers that it warped it, and the 3-pointer is worth, 50% more than a 2. It's 3 versus 2. And, Steph going, 2 for 6 from 3, 33%. is the same as Shaq going 3 for 6 on layups and dunks. Now, there's a difference in terms of gravity and spacing the floor versus getting the other team in foul trouble, but that's a whole nother conversation. We want to just keep it straight numerical. So when I bring up true shooting on this, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, hey, LeBron shot, in his playoff career, his true shooting was 58%. So what does 58% mean? 58% means I believe this is how it works. If his true shooting is 58%, that would mean multiply it by 2, because you're taking all threes, free throws, twos, putting it in a pot and making it one possession. So you multiply it by 2 to equate it to a 2-point shot. 58% times 2, we got 116. That's 116 points per 100 possessions. Just like our offensive rating. Now, what are the best offensive ratings of all time for teams? How many points would you score per 100 possessions? 115, 116. It's like the all-time best. It's not points per game, it's just points per 100 possessions. It just keeps pace relative, and I think that's the best way. A lot of people look at per 75, but I'm just doing per 100 just to keep the numerical, just to keep everything in line. It makes it a little easier to explain and, multiply it by, 3/4. So LeBron, 58% true shooting percentage in his playoff career, 29, 7, and 9. Incredible. Now, number 2, Magic Johnson. Those same numbers, Magic, 20 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds per game. 20, 12, and 8. So he scored about 5 less buckets than LeBron, but he assisted on about 5 more than LeBron. So, if anything, he created more points, although it's harder to score. So, Magic's playoff career, 20, 12, and 8, 60% true shooting, because Magic was an underratedly very good shooter. Got to the line, knew how to get to the, game the refs like all the great players do. He had size, and he knew how to take the best shots for him. And he was an underrated scorer. Now, so think about that. He actually scored more efficiently in that era than LeBron did. Magic had the good fortune of, unlike LeBron, of walking onto the team, being drafted by the Lakers, on a team that had the best player in the league at the time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, Magic came onto that team, helped lead him to the finals. So he helped rejuvenate Kareem. And Kareem, at that point, was dominating the finals against the 76ers. They're up 3-2. Kareem suffers an injury. Magic steps in and plays center. Everyone thinks the Sixers are going to take it now. And what happens? Magic plays center and famously puts up 42, 15, and 7. 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. They win, and the rest is history. Magic goes on, makes 9 finals, and wins 5 championships. 9 top 3 MVP finishes. A whole decade where he was a top 3 player, because it was him, Bird, and Jordan. Kareem fell off. Guys like Barkley came on. But it was really those 3 for the whole decade. Obviously, MJ kind of came in 84 and became the 3rd or 4th best player immediately. Then he kind of eventually took off. But Magic held on for a while, in my opinion, just off the top of my head. It was Kareem, and then Magic kind of took it over. Actually, I would say that it was Kareem and Moses Malone. Magic was starting to come on, but he didn't have the skills that he had later in his career, actually, at that point. Larry Bird, I believe, was a better player from 83 to 86. Bird took 3 straight MVPs from 84 to 86. And then Michael went in there and stole one with his unbelievably dominant 88 season. And Magic won the MVP in 87, 89, 90. And in those 89, 90 seasons, he was putting up 22 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds, I think, in the 2 seasons combined, 22, 12, and 7. He's producing close to 50 points a game. And he's shooting 50% from the field. He's shooting 90% from the line. So he won 3 MVPs, 9 top 3 finishes. So just an unbelievably dominant player. I put LeBron over him because LeBron is more physical, a better defender, and a better scorer. They're about even passing. Magic never really got a chance to experiment with the three-point era. But I think all things considered, you look at all angles, LeBron 1, Magic 2.